Hey guys, Nicole here with Obscure Reptiles and Caging, and today we're going to be showing you some reptile room hacks and tricks for you guys to try. So let's get started. Hey guys, so today we're going to be showing you a couple things that we have done in our reptile room to make things easier, to make things flow better, little tricks that I wish I would have thought of or known when I started out more, but we're going to go over quite a few different things for you guys. So one of the first things I did was when we go to fill our baby ball pythons over here and fill their little water dishes, unless you have water right inside your room, it can be a little bit of a pain to have to keep bringing them back and forth. So what I actually did was get one of these jugs. We fill it weekly and clean it, but there's water on tap, so you just gotta do that and you're able to have water wherever you are. Depending on how large your collection is, depending on the size of your ball pythons, size of your water dish, it may or may not help you guys out, but that's helped a lot, especially with our baby ball pythons. Now with our adults, we have much larger water dishes, as you can see. So the way we solved that issue was we are actually now in our basement level of our house. We used to have them upstairs, but we did the same trick when they were upstairs. So I will show you guys. This right here is a water hose. It's a expandable one, so it's empty right now. And our washer back here, we put a splitter on. It was like $20. Now I can open the water up, which swells that up. And we could take this right in the other room. And I'm going to show you guys how we can actually give everyone water. And a little side note, anyone who's doing a reptile room in the basement, I highly recommend one of these. This is a backup sump pump. That's what you can see right here. We actually showed you guys it working when we lost power just days after moving all the animals down here into the basement. So if you get one of those and you completely lose power, even if it's pouring rain like it was that day, your sump pump will continue to work and function normally until you're able to get power back. Huge, huge help. Definitely recommend for you guys. So, let me drag this hose in here. We've got this room heated as well. If you guys are ever looking for a good heater, let me close this door. This is what we have. It's a Dr. Heater infrared. They normally last a few years, and you can completely adjust what temperature the room is. And you can have it on eco mode. We got this one on high just because, again, we're in a basement, and then we've got a fan flowing, keeping the air circulating. We just went and got this super nice cart, got our dubias on the bottom, and a nice workspace on top. So, with our water, all we have to do is turn you guys around. Let's say, I know this girl's going into shed, so let's say we want to raise her humidity a little bit. It really holds good water pressure. Because of the collapsible, it really pushes water out more. So the only thing that I don't like about this is when we go to do the babies, because the water dishes are so tiny, this is too high powered. So we like this for the bigger ones. And then when I go to drain this, because you don't want to leave water pressure in there, that's the water we then recycle and put in there, so we're not wasting anything. So we're going to leave that hose right down there so I can finish showing you guys stuff. So another thing is I've always struggled getting good photos of our baby ball pythons. I used to love taking them out in the sunlight. Makes it way, way easier to get good lighting. But in winter, can't do that. So we got this right here. This is a Reptile, well, not a Reptile. This is a light box that we use for the reptiles. This background is interchangeable. We've got like 10 different backgrounds, and this one's reversible as well. And when you put things, like you can see how nice that looks. It makes it a lot better to be able to take good photos of our babies. It's not so good with adults because they take up the entire box, but it does help significantly. One thing that I specifically do is I make charts like this. So there's several different things you can do, but what I like to do is when you have a ball python and you're trying to keep good track of it, or like let's say you're breeding it. So we've got the age, so we've got the morph, when she was born, how many eggs she's produced for us. You can see all of them depending on how long we've had them, when they've produced, who we're breeding them to, when they're bred. And a star means we see a lock, and if we don't see a lock, we put a little X there. Normally we're weighing them, but we just restarted these charts and I haven't weighed everybody yet, but I have been weighing all of our younger females and watching how they are growing. Again, we just redid all these because I was completely full in our last one. There was no room to write. So I transferred over all the information and I keep all of these. That way I can keep a really good eye on our ball pythons. But if you don't like that old school style, I also do. These are QR codes. So each of our animals should have what each of them is written on the back, but I definitely did not write it on everybody. So let's see. Yeah, so I write down which it is right here. And if I scan this, I can actually show you guys. Those phones, you could just use the camera. And we went and made Google documents. And we actually made an entire video showing you guys how to do this step by step. But this is a pastel pinstripe entupide male. Got his age. We've got a picture we uploaded just so it was easy, and I made everyone ID numbers, so that just means pastel pinstripe entupide male number 1. And the way I set it up is I could write his weight, and I can write if he eats on the date and submit it, and all of that gets sent to my Google account. Now if you look at one of the females we made, this is Hazel. See her right there. These ones are a little bit more in depth. Her current weight, same thing with eating. I can also mark who she was bred to, paired the date, and then I can also keep track of eggs. And this all, again, goes to my Google. We made the girls pink, boys blue, just to make it easier. Now I think it's a little bit more convenient to write things down on the paperwork, but a lot of people don't know. For example, Hazel means my lesser pinstripe female. And they might not know offhand like I do, the blade clown, this is her first year actually producing babies or producing eggs for us. So the QR codes I think work really well for other people when they come in, to, like let's say if someone came in to clean and organize, that way if they get confused, which snake is this, you can put, look up the QR code, see an actual picture of the animal it's supposed to be, find where it goes really simply. But I personally like the paper, but it's completely up to you guys. But it is good to keep track of stuff, especially, let's say in 3 years from now, you're like, wow, I can't remember how many eggs Hazel had 2 years ago. And you can have all the information, or exactly who you've bred, especially like I use quite a few males, normally 2 to 3 males per female. That way I can tell exactly which one is the father. All right, I think the last little one I'm going to show you guys is actually this up here. So, looks super tiny, but what that is, it is actually a fire detector. So we have one on the other side of the room, and I went and got this little guy. So I can actually look up the name, and I'll put it on here for you guys if you're interested, but it actually hooks up through Wi-Fi to my phone. So I can actually set it on my phone. It's called XSense. I just have to log in. Let's see if I remember my password. So you can see, if the camera will focus for you, you can actually see the alarm right there. And I wrote it as my reptile room. It's connected, and it has alarms for just about everything. So if I go to hit the test button right now, I could be out at work and my phone is actually going to set off an alarm letting me know that the test button has been hit. If that goes off because it detects smoke, it's also going to tell me. It's going to set an alarm to my phone. If it's malfunctioning, if someone silenced it, if it's getting a low battery, if the alarm was turned on then turned off, but it can notify them, and even when it's offline, it'll still notify me as well. So I purchased that just for peace of mind. So if you see that guy up there, that is one of our cameras. We also have cameras in the reptile room. These not only sense when things move, but they can also be moved manually. So I can actually pull up the app for these guys, and I can adjust where that camera is looking. So you guys can see that. That's me manually moving it right now. And you can see a live stream of the hose on the ground and all the lights set up and everything that we've got going on right now. Say if I'm not home and I'm like, wow, maybe I didn't close a cage, I can look. Or let's say something gets out, you can find it. Luckily we haven't had that issue, but just in case, it's a really good backup to have. And just so you guys know, things like the QR code, the hose, the backup sump pump, all of those different things, we have specific videos that cover them all more in depth. But if you want to see any of those things more in depth, check through our videos because we've got pretty much a video on everything. But that's it for this video, guys. If you have any questions, you can put them in the comments below. If you haven't already, please subscribe. We do new videos every Wednesday, and I'll see you guys next Wednesday.